realistically, he even maybe cooled off a little bit.
Yeah.
But they have another duelist, a Lithuanian duelist, who did just as well.
That's interesting that you have to mention that he's Lithuanian. I'm sure it has absolutely nothing to do with a hot take that someone made on this desk prior to this. That's a coincidence entirely.
Yeah, just,
Hey, Lithuanian esports stonks, they are up, mate. I'm just telling you.
That all-time high.
Boo, Mini Boo, Bold Boo, like all of them have been doing fantastically throughout this series.
I love Mini Boo's reactionary cams to wood popping off. Like at one point, you just couldn't even believe it, and he himself had a great game as well.
Yeah, he's a fan of his own teammates. That's as good as it gets, really.
Yeah.
You want to have people around you that pump you up. If you have people that are negative on the team, it drags you down. You don't want to play good Valorant. And so that's exactly what we've seen here.
Well, it's funny as well because his brother is so calm. Yeah. Like anything happens.
That's how siblings work, right?
Yeah, and Boo's emotions do not change. And Mini Boo is the polar opposite. We saw earlier 11-4 up, death slams when he doesn't get a kill. And then in this game, like even when it might not have been going the best for him, he's so hyped for his teammates playing well that you see it bring himself back into the game. And that was one of the main reasons they were able to take this over the line.
Yeah, it was one of those situations as well where it was an eco that ended up swinging the tides right at the end and ended up getting Heretics across the line on that attacking side. It broke the economy of Vitality. They had to force for the last 2 rounds, and yeah, things just went wrong. But I say eco. Look, Sheriffs, they are deadly, and they can make things go crazy. So we got a little bit of that.
I'm excited to see what we have in store. Icebox. All right, so we have not seen Team Vitality at all on this map thus far.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. You go back to old school Icebox where Fnatic were dominant, and one of the main reasons for that is Durka was the best jet in the world on this map. It was his map. He's the king of Icebox. So I think they're going for this more traditional composition, one that, okay, it doesn't quite have the Sage, but it basically has everything else that you would be running a couple of years ago, up against what is a new school comp, running that Neon, running the Vice, even after some slight nerfs in combination with the Tejo. These are 2 very different looks to the map.
And the thing for me as well is, you know, Kicks, all these guys on Vitality, they are going to flex a little bit, but with ISO coming through with that buff, you've seen him just play control, and now he's onto that initiator. And he was having a pretty good game there for Vitality, so if he can keep that up, if he can, you know, stand at the back, trade everyone else that's running, and then even if Durka isn't able to get the entries, he is going to have that flash to help him out. He's going to have, you know, the double initiator with the Sova. There's so much going for Vitality here. It's just a matter of what have they been doing with their practice, because they need to bring something out here or it's game over.
We're about to find out. I mean, yeah, Team Heretics are playing the same comp that they won Icebox with against Apex in week 1. So there is tape on this. Let's see if both teams did their homework as we're heading into map number 2. And for all the action, I'm going to send it back over to you ever so lovely Pansy and Heimlock.
Must have never met us, Zoe. Don't know if lovely would be in the word, but thank you very much. And yes, it is map 2 time. Vitality's choice. This has to look better than map 1. Yes, it was a close map 1, but it felt like the energy was just being drained from that Vitality side.
Yeah, even in some of the round wins we were talking about, well, credit it when it's going well, right, composure, but they look a little muted.
Yes.
Versus, well, I don't want to say what you would expect coming out of them, but just out of sorts almost in some regards. But I do want to, again, this should be a very exciting map 2 here. Old versus new, as Tombiz noticed here with the compositions and Kicks on the KO. Probably going to be the pivotal point, really. And Vitality's game plan to put Durka in motion. Obviously, anytime we get to see Mini Boot. And Neon, an exciting prospect.
This really is the old against new, isn't it? Just in almost every role you look at. How do you feel about it? Where do you sit on this old v new front?
I mean, I'm just here for the Durka Icebox, to be honest with you.
Bang on.
The word vintage comes to mind. Very similar to the way we were talking about Magnum previously as well, but hold that thought.
Benji could be on to something here. God, they're coming back around this way. Look at the minimap. Coming back around. Benji gets punished, but do they expect the swing? Now that knife's going to be fantastic, but they still have to try and suffer through the fight. Woot clears Kicks, but by then, Les has already taken down Boo. He's buying time. He's buying so much time, but it is a 3v3. The rotations are in on the site, however.
So with Durka, Sheriff in hand, almost gets an opportunity to put it to good use here. But time, space.
Continue.
Yes. As Heretics will find their way back towards A site, which was completely open at the start. Was there no confirmation of presence on the other side? Seemingly Vitality comfortable in the retake here for the pistol at least, but tested here in very different situations.
Down A. Go, go, go.
And
Full.
They've felt behind the curve this whole way, though. Every site they've tried to test, it feels like Vitality have beaten them to the punch. Safe just going to play a bit of a secure game from the back of the side. Just need to overextend. Shouldn't give isolated 1v1s here. 10 seconds now. A 1v2 is a lot to ask, but it is Miniboot. And in these moments, he's going to at least get the time on his side. The spacing, he's seen both. Gets a reload and backs away. Nice try, but Safe just cleaner with it in the end. Suffers through, and they get the defuse.
Something to maybe look back on here. Less doing a ton of damage at the start here. Actually, the first threading the needle onto Benji. The second looking very, very tasty onto Boo as well. Yeah, unfortunately here, because I think Miniboo didn't actually see on the HP, but I think he caught the initial headshot there on
I think
Safe,
he did, yeah.
Just clipping the edge of the wall.
I hope this is a good game. There's so many cool aspects of these two teams meeting here on Icebox. I really hope it's nice and competitive. I don't want like a blowout for either side. Now Miniboot investing into this. Well, Woot really kind of setting him up. Only down to 200 credits for Woot, so dropping that over. But of course on the other side, you're looking at how many light shields there are. A great deal. Barring Sivos, everyone else is vulnerable to what Miniboo has. Now, can he find a man, though? Can he find a clean fight? Easier said than done. Yellow still has a player behind it. Ooh, he spotted
Yeah.
one. And they should be on red alert as well, because if they've noted that Outlaw's in play, they also have to be very careful here. They've gone for a very light investment.
Don't want anybody swinging onto a solo engagement now. Just farming up the orb. Again, a moment for Heretics to reconsider their approach. Now, Durka actually getting one over towards A. Does have a bulldog.
An unorthodox start there.
Yeah. We get the lineup for that one.
If you don't mind, EVS, thank you. See, they're just using Miniboo like the tip of the spear, right? But Durka's position, it's a big adjust.
Yeah.
You don't pre-aim this sort of angle, so Durka should be okay, but there it is. That should it. Yeah, it's gone now. Durka should. I'm surprised he's sticking around here. It does stay around a little bit later than I expected, but willing to take a challenge and take a bit of a risk. But a great fight towards middle opens up a chance. Can't get the gun in time. Sivo quick to police it. Now look what remains. Oh, Benji.
They're putting it to good use now.
Giving it to the Fortnite kid. It's always a little bit risky there. Sivo, though, keeps it secure. Rien's 1 HP in a dream. Durka's got one as well. Get out of here. Oh my god. Oh, I thought that was a shock dart for a second. Christ. There it is. Nice from Durka. Up and over the top. Very well handled, but a threat made out of very little.
Yeah, I mean, actually, you've got to call it as much as a victory as possible here to get the plant down and find 3 kills on the top of that.
Thank you, EVS.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and the following.
And the cinematic.
That's for you guys at home to use. You're welcome. But this is kind of where you felt that was done for, right? But
yeah,
again, they made mountains out of molehills.
They did, yeah. Unfortunately, Miniboot. Yeah, you got the 50-50 going left or right
Hey,
here.
a bit
Maybe would have found
feisty.
Durka. Yeah, feisty would be the word with that purchase
Take
coming
that.
in. Drawing blood, at least. There's Woot to bring in just a stinger into this now. So anticipating it's a lesser purchase side of Vitality.
Here.
Here from, yeah, dealing with the dart here, Miboo's position, but Durka not given an opportunity. Got to be careful, actually. Over towards this position with Woot. A potential threat. Second confirmation, Miniboo's still there.
You got to roll your minds
Woot's
back.
giving up the angle.
You got to know that Durka's going to be around. Oh my god! Oh my god! They forgot about Durka! He only actually does damage really towards Woot. I think Boo copped a bit as well, yeah, down to 40. But that could have been a disaster in the making. And it should be a stark reminder of what someone like Durka has notoriously and historically done on this map. Heretics need to recheck that box, go through it. The aggressive jet on Icebox. Iconic. Flash primed with kicks there. Is that over? start to follow. It is going to reveal a lot of the intention now, especially coupling with Less's deeper positioning from that B push-up. But away we go, in towards the site, Miniboo. With a little bit of a fancy route, but a fancier shot from Kicks. Miniboo has to gap close, try and get a partner. She's done it. Does he get away? He does. Good from Miniboo, but dangerous nonetheless. And speaking of...
Yeah, flank here. Miniboo. I think spotted, but now will be confirmed here by the audio cue.
Stevo's just got to play his life for a second. Keep cool, keep calm for a moment. Less! A moment dropped there of concentration, now leaving in the hands of Stevo. This is hard, especially with just the ghost. And a man haunting them right now is Miniboo. Ah, this is not looking good. Out of bullets, but give it a chance. Time is ticking. He's got to get a move on. Oh my God, Stevo, this would be absolutely mythical if he could do it. But Miniboo breaking ankles and breaking hearts. Beautifully handled. Almost again, something made of nothing though by Vitality, but it will be Heretics with the round.
Just the one rifle maintained. In the hands of Miniboo. Again, yeah, a moment here where, against Durka going forwards with the Bulldog with two other members only on pistols, so almost a little concerned to give one away with such a huge gap. Again, burns the dash up, I think off the dart at the start of the round. Maybe anticipating.
Wait, don't go, don't go! Domi, you screamed so much, I shit my pants, I'm not gonna lie.
Guys, you're giving Valorant players too much personality. People are going to be quaking in their boots. Now, okay, Miniboo's got Rien's 2 away. I'm checking down. Woot's 1 off his 2. On the other side, Durka 2 off. Sivov 1 away. And less aggression being the name of the game, it looks like, for him.
To be least present to greet the drone. Does still have Kicks to complement this B-side hold.
A little high-low set there. Ish.
I mean, Heretics keep kind of getting to this position and then they drift away. Durka now, I guess, playing with this space even further. May have been hurt though.
Ooh.
He actually used the passive to get across up onto the side, just outside Nest, and punished for it. Not the problem being, yeah, look towards the mid-walk. Safe in a position to catch off this rotation. Heretics. Oh, this could be awful for Safe.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Hello. Bye-bye. Safe. Just beheaded by Rien's. Now they're going to know what's happening though. Safe was clearly calling that out, right? Maybe hearing the steps up by those pipes. And it's either a cancel for a save, or it's just assuming it's a B. Yeah. This might be cooked at this point. This would be a post plant with Rien's ult, potentially Wooch. Yeah, he's going to be getting the plant. This is near on impossible.
Placing sentry.
Moment there, Safe just looking to maybe get on the backside. We actually invests here, as we could see. Not going to find anything, but throw it out into the wind.
And I kind of want to roll back to the start of this as well. I think it might have been Boo. I'm not sure who got him. But Durka being punished on the push-up towards Belt pretty much, right? Like I was saying it in just the previous, I think it was in the bonus round with that Bulldog. He's iconic in those aggressive roles. He will take space. It was something that was such a key aspect about him. And it feels like Heretics are very well prepared with how they want to approach that and deal with it.
But you can see immediately as Durka's in Nest, we just cut away at the time. Catch the accident outside B, but Boo was positioned close enough to hear that.
Here it is.
See here, yeah, I mean, even the ping came across.
Lovely. Really nice, and this feels just, gutting. That's
I'm curious actually, yeah, of how close somebody was on B main to maybe catch some of the steps or still confirm presence outside B, whether or not they were holding deeper towards Snowman or still on site.
Yeah.
Because Safe thinks he can get in behind that drift into A. We noted at the position, I mean, he's never holding the cross versus 3. That's an unlikely scenario, to say the least.
Oh my God, again! Durka is being absolutely countered here. And a tag to boot as well. They've got to respect this. They do, no, they don't have Sivo's ult. I thought he would have had that by now. He's actually not got that building yet. So the site will be there. There's no easy way to force them off from this. Disrupting the timing from the Al drone. Keep them at bay. Minibu willing to take a challenge on it. Dart going to be broken, I believe. Yeah, it has been. Minibu really wants to stick around. They've got deeper post-plant positions. They're going to have Woot's utility. They're going to have the others in line. They let Minibu go forward. Woot in unison as well. Les now down low. It's all on Les in a 1v2. Woot has those missiles back up, those salvos to buy those precious seconds on the plant. A tap comes in. Still got a shock dart as well.
And 30 HP, yeah.
He knows it. That's wrapped up. That one's done. He's got to walk away from this. Heretics, again, really understanding some of the fundamental things in this Vitality squad that would have made them great once upon a time here.
You've got to wonder now if Durka tries to dig his heels in, or maybe an extra body across to put that in motion. Maybe Kicks is the missing piece to this puzzle.
And look, roll your mind back. There was never...
I mean, to be fair, though, sorry to just go there, but look at how Minibu finds that kill.
It's outstanding. The guy is one of a kind on this. You know, he made Neon look more than viable. As said, old against new, and we're seeing the value of that new.
Nice,
the
guys.
gap close. Beautiful from him. Yeah, fantastic entry. Well said, Benji. But beyond that as well, Durka has adapted in the past. We've seen some of the greatest games in his history where he was presented a challenge and overcame, but that was with a different team around him. Now does he get that similar sort of thing, or does Heretics completely switch this up?
Let's have the knives in this round. Given anything on the back of the turret being dealt with over towards Boiler. Drones will cross paths here outside A. Again, yeah, conscious that there's early progress with Durka unnoted as of yet. Does he go walkabouts here?
You can see it. Just that routine, that temptation. He's going to go for the swing. Only a flash in. It was decent to set him up for one, but that's not enough to change the outcome of this round. And then it falls on the likes of Les, who's got the Vandal still. It falls on the likes of Sivo, who's got the Guardian. Sheriffs and Ghosts beyond that.
Mutual dump comes through.
Treat to watch.
Yeah.
Oh!
I was going to say, it's just a matter of time for Kicks. Down to 9 HP. Minibu going to carry on applying pressure.
Barrel, hello.
Whoa.
You're a little too far there. Bringing it down to a 2v2. This is still doable. And Benji wanting to have a go at things.
They're considering the lockdown here? Yeah, they are. Going to invest it.
Feels vulnerable enough, feels real enough, feels like it could be the goer on this. Gotta look at the util we have here. Nothing to really dissuade the defuse.
When the plant's open, though.
You can already see it from Boo's positioning, wanting to be the one. Benji, big shot on Les. And the counter ult, maybe unnecessary, but why not throw it in? Down to the classic. Nice try. Ain't gonna happen.
Heretics now find themselves 2 up early on here in Icebox. You see the operator coming out. Durka in the next. Again, nice flash, just not fully connecting on the second, so only one for Durka. On the back of the knives.
One enemy remaining.
Again, Minibu just continuing
Nice! Let's go, boys!
to open some of these rounds up for Heretics.
Ooh, yep.
Will force a fairly early timeout from Vitality.
It is 4 in a row, Mike. You're starting to feel that because some of that core DNA of these players is not combining well enough. We're seeing some of those gaps really being exploited and prepared for. It's, yeah, this is, top level talk coming in from coach, not just going to be that conversation from Safe, more kind of on that server side of things.
I mean, the operator, again, to note, it could be an indicator of slowing things down, maybe not exploring as deep. But again, you could argue Durka, again, a situation he has excelled on previously, is being hyper-aggressive with the operator.
And I just love the protocol list that Heretics seem to have right now of dealing with that.
Well, the concern being, Minibu is always going to be able to get ahead of that timing. Always. And that's, again, you don't want to call it comp diff, but that's one of the fundamental differences here. Minibu is going to be somewhere 2 seconds ahead of where you're expecting him. We do see Benji on the other side.
Young Benjamin. Let's see what we got. That's a curious one. There we go. Okay, so one going to be facing towards Tube, maybe expecting aggression. You're going to know this operator's coming out. even using the salvos like this, it feels so tailor-made. Bespoke Neron, they claim kicks, and they back away. Dirk is only alive on 16 HP.
Another situation, Miniboot was just hit so quickly.
Oh, it's so
Second
good!
as well.
They have absolutely got the Vitality playbook left open on the desk. Not only did they tailor-make that to deal with someone maybe walking tube with the op or what have you, it was absolutely across the board. Oh, this is gorgeous!
And again, it's the round after the timeout, the adaptation being to send Durka across with the operator. With kicks as well, like I said, he's the second kind of layer to that. Saw it previously with the knives, but Miniboot once again. Sivov got to back away from this to concede the plant. Again, a 2v5. Don't really fancy your odds at the best of times, but certainly not with how the first 7 rounds have gone here on Icebox.
And this becomes, in my mind, such a challenge now for Safe and the coaching staff of Vitality to find a cure for their woes. Because by preparation's sake, by overall kind of ethos sake, Heretics seemed so equipped, so equipped. They seemed completely aware the operator would be the next layer to this. It would be something they'd like to look towards, and it was dealt with by all facets of the approach of the round. So this becomes now a really cerebral game. As much as, yeah, it'd be great if Les or Durka or one of these players just has like a mad round, but you need to see this overall change-up of how they want to see this go. And already Sivov has been caught. Les, it looks like he wants to try and stay alive here. Can he keep... Oh my good God, everything's paper. We're fine. He keeps the rifle.
Operator not actually... did they get retrieved? Yeah, I can't see anybody has bought another one, but yeah, Miniboot. Like I said, it's actually, I didn't even catch. Actually, they got caught on the backside of the stun there.
And the compounding thing I look at now for Heretics is you feel...
Ding, 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 ding. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Ding, 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 ding,
It's a
ding,
banger.
ding.
But again, in my mind, the compounding factor is that for Vitality, they feel red. And then for Heretics, they feel like they've got that perfect read, right? We have been absolutely on you here. And it looks like another rinse and repeat. Is the flash better this time? Kick's going to try and send in.
It's almost too high to catch some of these closer players that are tucked. Again, not in an anti-flash, but, well, Woot actually is. They're almost reading into the fact that Kix now is actually going to be positioned alongside Durka in these sorts of scenarios, which almost deems the flash useless.
Yeah. Let's go now. You know he's chomping at the bit as well, right? An aggressive player like this, he wants in. Durka going to be cleared by the owl drone. Fight forward to fall back. It's fall back time. Has to respect it, but there's players here this time, Mike.
This is how it ends.
4 members of Vitality here. And nothing going to be found from the ultimate on site at least, but will pave the way for further progress.
Hunter's Fury. That's from deep. That's going to be going out
Woot's
from
got to be
safe.
careful.
Yeah, Rien's the one isolated on the site. He's going to cop a... Oh!
Nearly gets the second as
Yeah,
well.
I thought he had that reset then. That was wild. But they've done really well to stall this out. Now Vitality can retake the site a bit here. 18 seconds. They're running low on time. You've got to make this count, and I don't think they've got much to say. They can't back away. That's been kept in by Les here. Time to re-hit. If you want to make it go, 10 seconds, go now. Make it count while he can. Miniboo does well, gets down safe. He wants more. He's breaking out a silly gel, put back in by Durka. But the plant's in. 3v3, it ain't over yet. They left it late, but this is still Durka's territory. Finding the space, finding the timing, and the Vice closing in. Les taking away space, step by step. Wu tries to get ahead, but not to be. Vitality find an answer.
3 from Durka to find Vitality's third here in map 2. An opportunity again to pause for some of the cooldowns to come back into play.
Balled over mullet. Wow.
Controversial, but
That is a hot take.
very hot take. Saw that should have been on the death segment earlier.
Man, look at these.
Yeah, but I mean, Benji's caught completely off guard here because he's tucked into that corner with the operator. I think he actually rescopes onto the position below. Durka teed up to find his third.
Now, as much as we're kind of keeping track of Durka's performance, he is still top of the board for Vitality, right? As much as it seems
talking
like
about being well handled, he's
still
going,
finding, you know, more than some. How do they approach it now? Operator is here, but a little bit deeper, playing off the back of Jen.
Yeah, again, Heretics reading heavily into
Deploying drone.
maybe that pressure being applied and anticipating Durka not getting desperate, but kind of
I have the
continuing to explore. Knife was destroyed, so won't be any confirmation on the back of that, but...
Here. Here.
What? Mini Boo's
Nah,
crouch
that's a
peaks.
tilter.
Mini
That's a
Boo's crouch
tilter.
peaks are insane, by the way.
Can I get...
Well, who was it earlier? Less, right? They just...
Yeah, just diffed. Now, give me the side-by-side of that, please. Pretty please, EVS. I'm sorry to put you to work. You know, the kill.
You've got some time whilst we walk over to
Yeah. I bet production hate me. She's talking again. Ult going to be used here on the B side of the map, but
30 seconds left.
I also want to question why Durka wasn't pre-aiming that. You know what? Neither here nor there now.
Sivo, yeah. Does spot on the backside of that. No command will come through from kicks, though.
They're so close on this. Just about backing away, but the plant's in. They can't leave it too far. This is such a heavy investment.
Gonna get caught in that, actually. Where's the fragment gonna land? Yeah.
Oh, scatter! Oh, they're still gonna kill! Woo, how did you get 3 from that? I do not understand. And now less is left in the ruins. So many targets, beautiful on the first, but a 1v2. Dart still there is gonna make it difficult. He doesn't know about that second player, it feels like he's not sure, he was still checking. And they're giving him nothing. Making him sweat. Making him work for his dinner. Lovely from Les! Oh, it's such a nice try! Les is such a talented player, but the time was there for Heretics.
And that's you almost credit the 1-by-1 peak there just to run the clock down even further.
There we go.
Although we will see it, yeah.
Here.
From Durka POV.
Here.
And
Yeah,
again,
it's almost like...
he was 50-50 on where he wanted to peak, but I feel like...
This was ridiculous, though. A fragment comes through and... Again, the
I
angle
like how
just
I
not
break Durka's
complimentary
power.
enough.
Good job, bro.
Okay,
And
that's
it's
good.
Wu finds 3 out of that position.
Yeah.
For a field test.
All missiles
3 now.
Drone going out.
Getting a bit nervous for Vitality in this. That mini boost starting to explore his options.
Very different look here.
The spike's going up cheap as well. Maybe we ought to do that. A bit risky. Siva can do nothing about that,
Yeah,
though. Has to respect it. The world's longest Viper ult has been invested.
Give them the plant in top sight. Again, nobody from Vitality really in a position to contest this.
Toxins going up.
See if even on the backside of this, Durka, you've got to keep an eye on him. Over on the flank, Woot to shut it down very early on. Again, he's being really well read. Less though.
Yeah, okay, that's not an exit kill
The
this
taps
time.
continue.
Yeah. Go on, Les, give us another one. G. Playing a bit of a game here. Boo by his side, just spamming in the dark, but Les can't do too much. He's kind of stuck there almost at this point, waiting for the rest of the team to try and find a way forward, but Benji is pretty much the guardian, right? You don't get towards the side without getting past me. What the Neon doing? Damn, that's rough. Timo, I mean, he was here at the start, and it looks like he'll be here at the end. Heretics are just looking better here. This wasn't the round financially to expect too much, but still really in control.
Yeah, completely catching Vitality offside. Not the round really where they're equipped to deal with such a thing anyway. Again, you're not going to be finding anybody contesting this ahead of the execute coming through. Yeah, that sort of pit, making it very difficult just to find comfortable angles.
Nice, Benji. Good job, bro.
Ah, it was me. It was good job, bro. Let's go, guys.
Our humble king again.
Yeah, that gap increasing now, 7-3. I think you're absolutely right. You start getting a little concerned now
Oh my god! Oh!
Woot still finds it.
I need that on replay. I just need everything slowed down because my old brain can't handle it. We're waiting for the boys to come back over.
But it's drawn 3 members of Vitality now.
And again, it felt so familiar. It felt so similar to when we saw that operator in play. We've seen it once towards Gen and obviously then played in off the back of that B side of things. And Miniboo just seems so prepared, reading the economy really well. It's safe, you can't hold the site, yeah. Has to back away a little bit, play a little bit safer. Miniboo is a nightmare to handle at the moment, even on 30 HP. They're going to take the space off this. Going to steal Garden as the way to facilitate the path forward. And we're going to get that spike down. That's all.
5v4 now for Heretics on the backside. This one, Benji and Rienz will fall very early on in this retake.
But Miniboo's still here. Miniboo is still here, and I'm still scared. He's crouched, he's waiting, he's dealt with! Devo this time going to go forward. Now Wu can buy time, but Boo needs to get the gun out as well. He needs help here. Oh, now locked in.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Send him away a little bit. Durka reads it really well, understanding the spacing, and they can't clear him in time. Durka has done enough with the support of the others on the defuse. Lovely at the end.
That feels like the recovery round for this half.
Yes.
For Vitality to get to 4. It almost feels like that buffer is just enough, potentially. I mean, the 5th will definitely make them feel more comfortable. Here is the kill that comes on to Kicks.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's only because those 2 kills come on to... Give me a jersey, quick. With them headbands.
I'm out. There's no way. There's no way. Oh, Durka, operator's still there. I'm trying to pull it back. Oh, Les from above.
It's just Miniboo on a solo mission here, though. Won't actually give away his position just yet. 4 members of Heretics, well, 3 actually, sorry, 1 in Tube. Over towards the B side. It's like slight reset on the back of the Hunter's Fury being obtained. I think, yeah, that's why we're seeing now Vitality scramble for this rotation, but Benji in a position to command a lot of space.
That felt like pre-fire almost. That was wild. Rienz. Oh, come on. Woot is trying to fight back here, and actually Rienz does get that further connection towards Les, but it's still Kicks on the site. They're down to 20 seconds. They're getting low on this one, and Kicks can cause a nightmare, especially with that lockdown. What's the plan?
Can't deal with the lockdown.
Where's the util?
Durka's going to be here to find the backside of it as well. He's only got Operator, though.
Oh,
what's going on with the plant?
I don't know. They're going to try and get the plant down. They're all going to be screwed, right? Like, surely. Oh! Did any of them make it out of there? I think they all got detained. Woot is trying to live. Oh, but Durka's on the hunt. Jesus, Mother's Day wasn't that long ago. A terrible day for mothers worldwide. A 7-5 on the half.
Yeah, like we said, that's the recovery round we wanted to go for, and probably the scoreline, as we noted from the comms, that they were aiming for. And Sevov does find the top side of that tube, but this is beautiful to catch the backside of the lockdown.
Yeah, you saw Durka do exactly what he had to do. A little bit of motivation goes a long way. So they're back in this with 7-5. It's certainly not over. And we have a little bit of a treat for you, especially you League of Legends lot or Counter-Strike lot. We got Max standing by with one of the coaches down not too far behind us.
Look, I hope you guys, enjoy the bleachers. Everyone here having a great time in the audience. And I managed to locate Vitality's League of Legends strategic coach, Had. Mate, how are you enjoying the Valorant, and what have you learned that you can take back to League?
I mean, it's so good watching how they fight every round, even though they get behind, and just watching Les perma-clutch is like... We played football with them yesterday, and he was doing the same thing on the field.
Yeah, look, you're down, but you're not out at the moment. Do you think the boys can make this one work and come back?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to Game 3, for sure.
Yeah. And in League terms, what do they need to do to turn it around in the second half?
Just steal Baron Nashor and call it a day.
Yeah. Giga Stomp bot lane? Like, is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Just flash on their faces.
Flash on their faces. Look, after that, of course, we do have a third map. What's your Valorant knowledge like overall?
It's like pretty basic. I think I'm gold.
Hey, look, that's better than half of the crowd here, right? Yeah? Yeah, you're all silver. Yeah. Anyway, look, we'll leave it there, Pad. Thanks for joining us here in the crowd, and I hope you keep it loud over here. This seems to be the Vitality section of Vitality making the comeback happen. Vitality! You heard it here first, Vitality fans. All right, we'll see you after the break to see if Vitality can do it.
Nice.
Mike, do you agree to the league terms here? Talk to
Flash
me.
under tower, ignite,
Right.
make sure you secure the kill at all costs. That's my league knowledge.
Michael, I know during your depression arc that you spam played League of Legends. Surely there's more to it than
There's
that.
no way, there's no evidence to support this.
I can find the evidence quite easily.
But to link it back, 7-5, still doable here, certainly for Vitality. Like I said, that feels like the sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Well, for another actual, I mean, even looking at the timeline here, all came from retakes.
Are you surprised that Les was good at football?
No, that doesn't surprise me.
Not
in
for
the
1
slightest.
second.
No. Almost
Yep.
a prerequisite.
Yeah, honestly, it's how you get the passport, the visa, you know what I mean? You've got to be able to be good at football. Also, Alpha surprised me at being good at football.
Really?
Yeah, I know he's good at sports, but he was actually very good at football too.
But wasn't Alpha the...
Basketball.
Yeah, basketball, yeah.
No, general all-rounder, just MVP. Right, we go in at 5-7.
Well, hang on. Mini boot. Well, almost.
Yeah.
Continued to progress there.
Turrets destroyed.
Turret dealt with now and revert back to what looks a little more default.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. What you saying? Just say, oh god. Little pigtails almost giving away the game. But do you agree the crowd is silver? That was very rude.
Yeah, I don't know if that was supposed to be an interview or just Matt coming out to flame
He's just
the crowd.
swinging. He's just. I love that. It's aggressive.
They're only here 2 days a week now. You can't be flaming them.
Yampy can.
Well,
he's
yeah,
he's
actually, yeah.
trying. Right. Focus back towards the B site, and it's slow and steady here. Durka's going to be forced to move. Oh my word, Boo. That was lovely. And look who's backfilled the space. Mini Boo. Taking it away. You wanted comfort towards the side of the map? No. Absolutely not. Now, they didn't get the picture here. And now there's going to be contact towards A.
I was
They
gonna say
might
yeah, the drone
shift.
might actually sell what's necessary here, or could actually
30
be a
seconds left.
Oh, that's mad.
misread actually on the back of the
Yeah.
drone, not finding anything. Almost mirroring each other here. Might still be able to get the plant uncontested here, because safe's pretty deep.
Clean.
Okay, Safe. That was really nice.
Way ahead of the curve. Rians was not expecting this.
No, but Miniboo's quick, right? And he's crouching on a corner, so it's looking good. Zivov has gone down. Another spam of the shock dart, going to keep him at bay, but the rest are there fighting back. Les still alive, and it's only going to be Les. Left in a 1v3. How much can one man do? Kept back, but handles Benji. The space is not good enough. You can't give him 1v1s. Looking to try and nutmeg this round. Wu down low. 10 HP, a strong breeze will knock him over. And halfway achieved on the defuse, he has to try and deal with it. He's actually pulled him off from the
Wait,
defuse here.
yeah,
There's still a chance. He's got to know. He's still got a chance.
Felt pretty dicey there for Heretics. Wu down on just a lick of HP. And like I said, a few scenarios there where Les is almost given.
Yeah.
I don't want to say given a 1v1, but given a chance. Even here, though, knows the wall is going to be coming up here. It's going to be a factor.
Bullets, he goes back.
A pistol to kick off the second half here for Heretics. I mean, Bulldogs to round out this purchase. Well, actually, Mini Boot. Try and make a stab of things. Over towards yellow, actually, on B. Maybe anyone on the other side of this for Vitality.
Here.
Clear some of these close angles. It's actually Rian's only with a ghost.
But it's pretty tricky to clear that angle.
Well,
You
only
don't
a
get a
ghost.
second. You're not meant to get a second, Rienz. I'll give you one. The second is outrageous that you got away with that. So the Outlaw, I still like seeing this Outlaw coming into play, to be fair. That is something I enjoyed even on the other half of things. But you can see the amount of light shields. They've invested in so many heavier shields in this one. So Les trying to make a go of it. He's a scary boy today. Forced away. Drop of the wall reveals it. Oh my word, Rienz. That's a third for him. Zubov, a 1v3. Now it's the Bulldogs out to play. The fun going to be quelled as Heretics making it further ahead now.
Found the 9th. Potential double digits here if they can win Vitality's first buy. See what the purchase looks like.
Yeah, okay.
It's not quite on Woot's level from Haven.
Nah, but he's knocking at the door.
Woot, once again, though, top of the board for Heretics. Looking extremely comfortable. It's going to be 2 Sheriffs to round things out. Obviously, once again, actually, Miniboo exploring past Nest now. Up towards Belt. Will be rewarded as well. Does he get a second? No. Kicks. We'll find the trade. Removes Durka very early on.
Seeing them trying to find that thread of where they're going. Implication made towards B, but we can see... Nice from Les. You can see they're still cautiously heading towards A.
So yeah, Miniboo's Bulldog unretrievable. I guess the one towards Tube being one you'd go for, but Woot kept in check, so to say, down at 57 HP. If anybody's actually going to swing ahead of this, Vitality very cautious in approach.
30 seconds left.
Now Kicks, 10 HP.
So
very careful in this situation. Rienz. Caught off guard here by Sivov.
Okay, we're just going to send...
Fine, plenty of time here.
I'm surprised it didn't go for the ult on that. I know that numbers-wise, but he got so late on time. Both connected to on the knife now. Nice trained.
Toxins going up.
Now, well, it kind of finished before it started. Nice from Vitality and a necessary round, really.
Like I said, to prevent Heretics finding double digits early on. Again, the purchase not quite there for them. Awkward to find a second there for Miniboo, unfortunately. With Kicks finding it from the lower angle. If obviously the trend from the first half does continue for Miniboo, I think it was just almost rampant in these early rounds.
I've got to say though, Woot's really picking up the difference. Having a belting performance.
4 members of Heretics starting on the A side.
Oh my word, they're putting Miniboo towards Nest. Do they stick around to try and support this, or is the clear going to be?
Yeah, I mean, Kicks has got to be really careful here because he does actually have the spike. So you want to see him being the one to swing out, but Durka has been well handled a few times.
Kicks hasn't been having the big game here. 4 kills for him.
He struggled.
It's not a fun performance. They're going in towards this. Feels petrifying. Now the out drone.
Maybe was just spotted on that.
I think he would have been just around the corner. This is 2 players now shown. The third is the one to strike! That was outrageous by Miniboo. Heading safe in the blink of an eye.
That was so clean to find the second, Lauren. Beautiful setup as well. Vitality just don't even have an opportunity to respond to that.
He's just going to tuck in the corner. Nothing really to clear this apart from the bodies themselves. The patience might pay here. Woot waiting. 1 spotted, 1 taken, a second considered. Tag towards Kicks, who's desperately trying to force him off this. And safety found. Leaves it to the rest of the boys to pick up the slack, and it's a 10-second save here. Kicks can do nothing about it, but they are hunting. Hot on his trail. I don't know if he's going to make it away. Mini Boo, the one for the fight here. A couple more seconds. Do you get to keep your gun? No, you don't. Heretics fully in control, Mike.
Finding way more value on these early engagements than Vitality did on their defense. Will force the timeout here, but...
Love this.
Oh,
God, that shot. Oh, the slow-mo too.
that is filth. Absolute filth.
One enemy.
Again, there's very little safety in terms of where the stun's invested from Minibu as
No,
well.
it stand.
The back of the salvos, beautifully done.
Oh. Vitality,
yeah, well,
come on.
it feels a little awkward now. That situation where 3-1 in the second half, Vitality now basically using up the lion's share of their funds.
Stressed. You can see it across the faces. Safe and Dirk are both looking under pressure. Again, this team was put together to really achieve the highest heights. You know, they went out to the market, they spent a whole lot of money on this squad. And you saw the potential from the word go. Incredible. That recent trip against Fnatic, and now potentially a fumble against Heretics. Question marks will be raised about this team of how well they do going forward. Can they keep composure? Now put under the gun themselves. Do they have the depth and capability? This is what we question now. It's 6-10 going back in here. Ult still with Woot. One away from Miniboo, one away from Rienz, and on the other side, a couple of those ults starting to come into play.
And these are the big ones that ultimately, if they need to invest into this round, will rub salt in the wound for Vitality in terms of trying to claw their way back into this half. Potentially some big tools to just sit back on in a retake as well. We look towards Woot and Rienz in that regard. Mini Boot, throw it out, see what sticks, because pretty much everything's sticking for him so far in Icebox.
It's going to be kick scene. They saw Durka there as well. Standard start though, really, just defaulting the way forward, trying to get any sort of information causing those rotations, but Miniboo is just about everywhere.
Steve off the one to try and find first contact here and maybe draw a rotation. See with the spike not committed just yet, but positioned over towards the A side. There's Boo on the other side towards Snowman. He's not going to be too keen to give anything away. Obviously still some utility to deal with as well, which is going to basically be the comforter.
30 seconds left.
Blanket of safety for Heretics, but now there's a bit of a gap in the rotation.
All on Boo here, gonna need to call in the cavalry, call in the help, because they are pushing CT. They want to fight. No way! That's a spike gun! Had to be picked up here. There was a chance for more damage to be done, but now they're taking fights. They're in no man's land. Safe trying to hold the push back. Dealt with, done, dead. Pops the ult. Miniboo wants back now. Ult to clear sight. Does he spot anyone? Pre-fire there, spots nothing. They've cleared sight. It's on towards yellow. It's on towards B-Long. Oh, Benji with a beautiful double, but the big man himself, I don't think Les can do anything now. Diffuse coming in. It's 11.
I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but I think Durka throws a smoke through that blocks the flash from Kicks, and it makes that engagement towards Snowman really awkward. Again, I'll have to watch that. I'm not sure if we did catch it, but just a split second. Because then they would have, had a 3v1 basically with the flash through the wall.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, again, they get that kill cleanly.
See, here it is.
Yeah, I think the flash is just behind this. And it's Kicks then that... I'm not saying this is a round-changing moment, but whether or not that's a miscomm and Durka just misplaced the smoke, or it's supposed to go a little deeper, but it completely mitigates that flash. And then they're basically, they have no safety net.
No.
They're stood behind the Viper wall.
Ooh. So thank you, replay team, for that.
They did
like
catch
that
it, yeah.
was thrown together, and it was brilliantly done. The buy looking thrown together now for Vitality. Durka trying to forge a way forward. Rien's going to backfill the space. Take the smoke away for a second. Wood's there to pick up the pieces. Fill the void. Kicks is gone. Good chip damage though. Rien's down to 50, Woot down to 70, but they want to retake the site itself. They want the fight, and they lose it. Save, finding two for himself. There is such talent in these two teams. Individuals can shine at any moment, but now the plant is in, and they're a man to the good.
You have the Hunter's Fury as well to fall back on. It's almost that contingency plan. Vitality, they're able to slip back into this post plant very comfortably. We're going to send the snake bite in. The X-ray doesn't think it connect. Oh. What? Doesn't matter.
Okay, he's got a railgun. We're playing Quake. I'm sorry, I forgot which game we're in. They do still need to deal with this defuse though, and that. No, Miniboo, stop it!
I don't know where safe is.
No way! That's how this ends! Miniboo is a master at work!
And he gets it with a full second to spare as well.
It's just watching a montage every round from him.
It's just ridiculous. This after save again.
God!
Makes this doable for Vitality. Just outrageous from Miniboo.
Oh! And he does this as well, just spins around on a dime.
The problem being is safe. I mean, he has to reset. He has to take a deeper position for the Hunter's Fury. But it's only a second to decide that.
You're the greatest player of all time, bro.
I'm kind of with him there.
Yeah, I'm
right now.
Board, and the confidence is sky high. And safe as well. This is Miniboo at his most brutal. Just eviscerating Vitality. Kicks, Les, and Sumo are going to have to put together the pieces. But this feels nearly done.
A very early 5v3 created. So Kicks not had the best of map 2s here, sorry.
Yep.
Really struggled to get this KO working. Now called upon here as one of the last 3 standing for Vitality. Get a chance here to find Boo once again towards Snowman.
Les slips ahead. Zero still towards sight, kicks down long. Spike in the hands of Les.
You should run.
Lockdown gonna come in. He wants the plant.
As I say, Hunter's Fury available here.
Oh, and he's gonna find a tag too. Oh, he's found a body! Kicks, after a nightmare performance here, has to face 5. 20 seconds. And this will be heartbreak for the team. It's done. Rien's make sure of it with an in-zone flawless to wrap it up.
A clean 2-0 from Heritage. Talking about them dropping maps previously, but now effectively securing their position here in stage 1 in comfortable fashion. And Miniboo and Woot, just the standout performances here. Goes without saying for Heretics.
And to add to that, you have to highlight, doing that against the likes of Vitality, who are such a mechanically gifted team, is so very impressive. Genuinely, I think it's a little bit of a back to the drawing board for Vitality. Get things in line here, because there's been a couple of losses to the big boys, which is fair, but they hold themselves to a high standard. But Heretics, it feels like game by game, Mike, are getting back to their winning ways.
I mean, yeah, Vitality obviously to face off against Apex and Na'Vi in the coming weeks, so maybe a chance to, I guess, steady the ship. Course correct, potentially, but I'm absolutely with you. Need to have a look maybe at these last 2 losses. But yeah, fantastic stuff from Heretics today. The crutch in the air from Neil Zenio.